He thought humiliating the new kid would make him look tough. Until the kid stood up and the entire cafe froze. The cafe buzzed with morning chatter, clinking cups, whispers, laughter. Then silence cut through the air as a tall boy stumbled forward, drenched in steaming coffee. The cup hit the floor and brown liquid splattered across his white shirt. A cruel laugh followed. "Welcome to our school, newbie," said Dylan, the school's self-proclaimed king of arrogance. His friend smirked, proud of the show, but the boy he just humiliated, Malik, didn't shout, didn't move. He simply looked down, then slowly raised his eyes. Calm, cold, unflinching. Everyone waited for an outburst. None came. Malik quietly picked up his backpack, walked to a nearby sink, and started rinsing the coffee off his hands. The crowd whispered, confused by his silence. To them, it looked like fear, but inside, Malik's mind was steady, disciplined. He had trained his body and spirit for years, a black belt in Taekwondo, a national champion who had learned that true power doesn't always strike. First, that morning had begun like any other for Malik, a transfer. Student moving to a new city with his mother after she got a job cleaning offices. He knew this school would be different. New faces, new rules, and as his mother warned, not everyone would be kind. She had kissed his forehead before leaving for work, whispering, "Stay calm, my son. Let your strength speak when needed." He hadn't understood how soon those words would matter. At school, Dylan was used to being feared. He wasn't just a bully. He was the son of a powerful businessman who thought rules didn't apply to him. Teachers tolerated him. Students avoided him. So when Malik accidentally brushed against him in line that morning, it was enough to light the fuse. "You got eyes, new kid." Dylan sneered. Malik apologized softly, but Dylan didn't want peace. He wanted attention. Minutes later, in front of everyone, he poured the cup of coffee over Malik's head. The cafe went silent again. Then came whispers, cruel ones. "He won't do anything. He's scared." Another quiet loser. Malik took a slow breath. The scent of burnt coffee filled his nose. His hands trembled, not from fear, but restraint. He remembered his master's voice echoing in the dojo. Control is greater than strength. A warrior's first weapon is patience. He turned away and started walking. Dylan laughed louder. "Where are you going, tough guy? Back to your mom's job at the janitor's closet?" That line hit harder than the coffee. The cafe roared with laughter, but then something changed. Malik stopped. He turned around slowly, his soaked shirt clinging to his chest. His eyes met Dylan's, sharp and steady. Without raising his voice, he said, "You've already lost. You just don't know it yet." The laughter faltered. Dylan smirked. "Oh yeah? Want to prove it?" Before anyone could react, he shoved Malik's shoulder. That was his mistake. In one flawless, lightning fast motion, Malik pivoted, grabbed Dylan's wrist, and flipped him flat onto the cafe floor. The sound of impact echoed. Cups stopped clinking. Chairs froze midair. Dylan lay stunned, eyes wide, his ego shattered. Malik didn't strike again. He simply adjusted his backpack and said quietly, "A true fighter doesn't need to humiliate others to feel strong." He turned and walked away, leaving behind a silence heavier than any punch. News of the moment spread across the campus before lunch. Videos flooded social media. The new kid became a legend overnight, not for fighting, but for his discipline, control, and grace under humiliation. Later that day, Dylan approached him behind the gym. His voice shook. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know." Malik smiled faintly. "Now you do. Respect is free, but it can cost you everything if you forget it." Weeks passed, and the two became unlikely allies. Dylan even joined the Taekwondo club Malik taught after school. Students began quoting him. "Real power isn't about hurting. It's about healing what hate breaks." In the end, Malik didn't just change his bully, he changed the entire school. And every morning, as he tied his black belt before class, he remembered his mother's words, Let your strength speak when needed, because that day it had spoken louder than any punch could.